Welcome to Mainland, your local regional television station, coming to you from the Nelson and Tasman region. In this week's news roundup, launch located but no sign of missing man, fishing deckhand pleads guilty to vicious assault, Cawthron launches new website, Nelson comedian voted 60th man on TV, ratepayers able to keep closer eye on council finances. The 9-metre launch Erie has been successfully located and has this week been undergoing examination, but with no sign of missing man Kerry Blair on board the vessel. The launch was towed in excess of 200 kilometres to Port Taranaki by the Navy vessel HMNZS Wellington, battling high seas, and arrived at New Plymouth late on Tuesday afternoon. The Erie was taken out of the water on Wednesday and was to undergo an examination to try and uncover any clues as to what has happened to William Kerry Blair. Mr Blair left Erie Bay in his 9-metre aluminium launch in the Marlborough Sounds on March 8 around 8 p.m. His vessel was then seen near Tory Channel on March 14th before being located 200 kilometres off the coast of Taranaki on March 16th. The family of Mr Blair have told media they don't believe he's taken his own life and that theories around his disappearance remained speculation. It's understood the search for Mr Blair has now been called off. Police have positively identified the man who was found deceased on Whakatu Drive in the early hours of Monday morning. He was Jeffrey Nigel King, aged 44, of Stoke. The death has been referred to the coroner and has not been regarded as suspicious. A fishing deckhand has this week in court pleaded guilty to slashing a man's throat on board a vessel in Nelson in early February. In the Nelson District Court on Tuesday, 30-year-old Joseph Koru Tapahe Lewis admitted to wounding with intent to cause grievous bodily harm, along with other charges relating to assaulting a female. The court was told how on February the 7th, at around 3 a.m, Lewis had entered the wheelhouse where the victim had been talking to his wife in Indonesia on a cell phone when Lewis suddenly slashed the man's neck with a fishing knife. Lewis had attempted to strike up a conversation just prior to the attack, but the victim turned away to continue talking with his wife on the phone. After Lewis slashed the man's throat, he went on to stab the victim in the chest and abdomen. The victim was hospitalised for 8 days. Lewis was remanded in custody and a psychiatric assessment was ordered prior to sentencing on April 29th. New Zealand's largest independent science organisation, Cawthron Institute, which is based in Nelson, this week launched a new website which it says is a great tool for people wanting to find out what is really happening in their local waterways. The Land, Air, Water, Aotearoa Lawa website shares environmental information from councils throughout New Zealand in one place and in an easy-to-understand format. The first stage of the long-term project focuses on rivers, with state and trend data displayed for more than 1,100 freshwater monitoring sites. Cawthron Institute freshwater scientist Roger Young says good information is key to good decision-making, and this new website is a great tool to help communities understand what's happening in their rivers and get more involved in caring for them. Within Lawa, Cawthron scientists have provided advice around website development and content, and also provided expertise to validate the way the data is collected, processed and analysed. Cawthron Institute Chief Executive Professor Charles Eason says many people can so often be put off by overly complex scientific information, but we believe Lawa has simplified the science and allows everyone to connect with what's going on in their river. He says this is a fantastic initiative for New Zealanders and we applaud all those involved. The Lawa website is a collaboration between New Zealand's 16 regional and unitary councils, the Ministry for the Environment, Cawthron Institute and Massey University, with support from Tyndall Foundation. Nelson comedian Guy Williams has been voted New Zealand's sexiest man on TV by readers of the TV Guide. Guy Williams received just under 30% of the vote, with Ben Mitchell from Shortland Street in second spot and who got just over 21%. Nelson Tasman Tourism is the unseen presence working behind the scenes, working to push the profile of the region to international and domestic holidaymakers, filmmakers and corporations, offering up the region as the best destination for a diverse arena of activities and outdoor adventures. CEO Linda Keane spoke with Chrissy Small about their position in the community and the question of losing support and funding of the Tasman District Council.
How are you going to convince ratepayers that this is a good spend?
Yeah, I think we have to. It's a really good question, Chrissy. I think we do have to increase our local public relation profile and talk to them about the fact that, you know, there could be 60,000 eggs that are purchased locally, and Motueka is a really great example, as well as Takika, because the investment, if the investment doesn't get reviewed and the RTO no longer exists, we haven't got an industry here just because it happened overnight. It's because it's been carefully planned and delivered on and grown. But, you know, Motueka on the 1st of July could be the same on the 1st of January. Now, that's a bit of a big leap, but the example is, if you want your local communities to feel that they're in a vibrant community, they've got some community pride, we're one of the economic sectors that contributes towards that. When you develop local infrastructure with street lighting in parks and reserves, cycle trails, you know, the local community benefits from this, but there's another angle where it's also benefiting the visitor. So it's kind of a balance of what a council invests in as to where the public good is for the community, and where it helps grow an economic sector. And it's really interesting, in the latest census, I think it was 16 or 17% of ratepayers in Tasman District and 20% in Nelson are not New Zealand born. And from the bed and breakfast sector, the luxury lodge sector, you know, primarily UK people and Australians. And when you ask them, when they've travelled all around New Zealand, why did you choose Nelson to come and pay rates, pay a commercial business fee and set up a business, they say because it just had a really good feel, and that we are blessed, there's absolutely no doubt, but it is this combination of what a visitor likes and the public good for the community.
Right. So if there, I mean, ratepayers are paying for the services to be continued, if they are haven't joined in a partnership situation, if small businesses haven't joined in a partnership situation, but they're paying for it through their rates, what are they getting back?
That's also a very good question, and it's a really hard one to answer. If you are not directly in tourism business or retail or hospitality, the wineries see the benefit, the craft breweries see the benefit, and we're actually now working with over 70 food, wine and beer producers and profiling their businesses at the Auckland Food Show now.
Right.
So we actually step out a lot more than what people think. We've done 2 international campaigns with Sea Lord in Australia and 4 domestic campaigns. What does the local ratepayers see? They don't see a lot tangibly, because when you and I walk down the street, it's hard to know whether we're from Australia or the UK or from Invercargill. But the benefits are far-reaching. This is a big question that we have to try and answer for Tasman District a lot better.
It's
there's lots of thinking.
You see, I go out there on the street and I'm out there asking questions about different topics in discussion in the media for local issues. It's amazing how many foreigners go, oh no, sorry, I know, you know, not from Nelson, you know, and off they go, you know. And the majority on the street are foreigners. We've got a lot of visitors and also domestic tourists.
You
know, oh, we're not from here. You know, we're from Auckland or Hamilton or whatever. You know, so there are, and it's really hard to find a Nelsonian in the streets of Nelson when you want to ask them a question. So there's something working. Something's working.
There's a broader public good, and I'll just revisit that question about what will ratepayer sees for their investment. The reason why it's tricky is that I pay rates, I don't use a library, I don't use a pool. With the Lee Valley Dam, I would not personally benefit from it, but I believe from an economic development point of view it is important. So there's a whole lot of services that we as individual ratepayers pay that we don't see a direct benefit from, but we believe in the philosophy. It's good for the region economically, and it's good for the region to help with the well-being and the vibrancy of being in a great place to live. I'm sure there's lots of things we could tick off that we don't use that, but there's a fundamental philosophy about economic development, and I think that's the key message for me is investment in regional marketing and the work that we do is an investment in economic development, and if councils are keen to continue the economic development investment, we welcome the return of their support. Yeah.
Okay, now Nelson Tasman Tourism. Have you heard anything much about them lately?
No, not really.
Do you think they're a good entity to have in the region?
I wouldn't know, because what are they?
I don't even know anything about them, so what do they do? Yeah.
They promote the region. They get the tourism happening from overseas and domestically.
Okay.
Right. That's new.
Do you think they should stay?
Yeah.
Do we need it?
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, we do, because that's most of Nelson's income, isn't it, is tourism. Yep.
Same with like Motueka and Golden Bay and, all of that being advertised, and the Able Tasman speedboat thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, those things.
Okay.
Okay, why cut funding? It's silly.
Yeah. Okay. What do you think? Do you think council are right to cut funding towards that service?
No, I don't. I think they should be encouraging it so that, there's more people coming to this lovely area and supporting it. Yeah.
People outside Nelson, outside here, know Nelson. They don't know Richmond. They know Golden Bay, but Richmond needs to bring the people in here. You're getting all the shops and everything. Bring the tourists here.
Yeah. Yeah, because there's been an increase in domestic tourism, international tourism has stayed, but basically the same figures.
Yeah.
So that you think they're doing a good job?
The tourism.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that people. Yeah, and we need more.
Same.
Yeah. Okay, now Nelson Tasman Tourism. Do you think they're marketing the region well enough?
Oh, well, seems to be plenty of loopies running around all over the show, doesn't there? You don't see it so much over here, but if you go to Motueka and over that way, there's, tourists everywhere this time of year.
Yeah. So you think they're doing a good job?
Oh, as uninformed guess, I'd say so, yeah.
Okay, well they're funded by councils and TDC's looking at pulling their funding. Do you think they should do that?
Yeah,
Why?
it's private enterprise. It should be private enterprise.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all about those businesses, private businesses making money, and that's what drives it all. So I don't think the council should have to spend money on it.
Okay. Do you think they're doing a good job?
Well, provided they keep up the cycleways, then I think that they do a good job.
Do you think TDC still needs to keep funding them as a group?
Absolutely.
All right. Do you think they're doing a good job?
Yes.
A good job. It doesn't, again, probably I can't answer that fairly because it doesn't really affect me greatly as far as the visitors to town and things. I don't know. I'm different. Yeah. I don't really notice it.
Do you think council should still fund them? TDC are looking at pulling the funding.
I know they are. And they're trying to get more out of, the actual suppliers of like B&B places and things, or try to levy them and things. I think it wouldn't help. It would certainly help to do a bit of funding and things, but you've got to keep, it's all cost efficient, it means rates go up and people on fixed incomes and stuff, and retired people like myself, it affects us.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Well, I think they are, yes. I think that, the tourism thing here is very strong and it's been well promoted,
Yeah. So do you think TDC should still fund them?
I do indeed, yes. They're getting parsimonious about a lot of things and still running us into huge debt. But so something needs to be done. They need to sort themselves out of it.
Right. Okay. Nelson Tasman Tourism, are they doing a good job to market the region?
Yes, yes and no. So I'm going to be on the fence on that one.
Okay. Do you think that council should keep funding them? Our domestic tourism is up on other years. Our international tourism is stable at the moment. Do you think they should keep funding this organisation?
Well, tourism, are you talking about tourism itself per se?
Tasman tourism, they have all the eye sites around the place. And
right.
Yeah.
Then when it comes into the private sector, you know, I think they intermingle a bit, so it's a bit of it's something you'd have to sit down and talk through that, I think, because it's something you can't say yes or no to just off the cuff, but it's something to be looked into, I think. Yep. Definitely.
Associate Local Government Minister Peseta Tamlotu-Liga says ratepayers will be able to keep a closer eye on their council's financial positions thanks to a new set of financial prudence regulations for local government. He says the regulations will help showcase best practice and excellence in local authority financial management. They will also improve transparency and promote more informed debate about the prudence of local authority financial management. The regulations will enable the first systematic analysis of local authority financial management in New Zealand and are designed to help improve decision making at the local level. The new regulations set 7 benchmarks which address the affordability, sustainability and predictability of local authority finances. He says local authorities will report against these benchmarks through graphs in their planning and reporting documents. Councils will publish their first results using the benchmarks in their annual reports for the 2013-2014 financial year, and these must be adopted by the 31st of October 2014. He says the development of these benchmarks fits with the government's priority of responsible management of government finances and is aligned with other local government reforms. The regulations were developed in consultation with Local Government New Zealand. Mainland's Chrissy Small headed out to ask the public what they thought of the new regulations.
Well, governments at the moment is looking at changing the regulations to make it easier for people like you and I to check up on council finances. Oh, okay. Would you use that service?
Oh, could do, yeah. That's a good idea. Yeah. There's got to be accountability in that sort of situation, doesn't it?
Is that to inform you about what they're spending their money on? Oh, yes, I think I'd like to know. Yeah, as a ratepayer.
I wouldn't have an idea on that one.
I reckon we should know a bit more about what they do with the money. Yep.
They'll say anything these days, won't they, you know? Eh?
Yeah. So you think it's a good idea that public can look at finances of the books a bit easier on their councils?
Only what they want you to know.
Sounds like a good idea. Nothing wrong with that.
Yep. Would you be using it?
If I had time.
Yeah, excellent. Yes, not many of us are qualified to comment on what's going on, but however, some items speak for themselves when you see them in the books, yeah.
New Zealand First leader Winston Peters says New Zealand First will deliver a share of mining royalties to target development on the West Coast. He told an audience in Greymouth this week they will ensure 25% of the royalties paid for mining are placed in a regional development fund and not absorbed into the Beehive's piggy bank. Winston Peters says we know coasters are extremely concerned about the drift away as the job market tightens and big wages in Australia beckon. Mr Peters says the 25% of royalties that are paid on the extraction of minerals, whether it be coal, limestone, lignite, gold, would be administered by the Regional Council for use in regional development. He says this is about fairness. The region that generates wealth should share in it. And finally, on Friday morning, a power outage occurred, affecting an unknown number of customers in the Walker Valley and Takaka Hill, including Mainland TV's broadcast site. Network Tasman were working to restore power as soon as possible. After the break, we'll bring you the latest weather update and some events and happenings coming up from around the region.
Why would you want to pay as much as $1,000 for a single bed mattress when you can buy a high quality locally made mattress like this for as little as $220? And a queen size mattress could cost you in excess of $3,000, but at Nelson Beds you could have a mattress like this as low as $425. So why would you go out and spend a fortune on your child's bedroom when you can come to Nelson Beds and buy a complete single mattress and base set, a 7-drawer Scotch chest, a headboard and a 3-drawer bedside cabinet for as little as $979? So call and discuss our custom manufacturing options and local after sales service at Nelson Beds, Nelson's only bedding manufacturer.
Discover the Belgrove Tavern just 20 minutes south of Richmond on State Highway 6 for meals, functions, weddings, barbecues and garden bar with lots of room for kids. Come and see us.
Oh, to be healthy.
Lifestyle, diet and exercise, complemented with quality supplements, can provide you the insurance vital for your natural health and well-being. With over 10 years professional experience making some of New Zealand's most trusted nutritional supplement brands, visit the Oh to Be Healthy factory outlet in Wakatu Industrial Estate. Over 200 supplements to choose from, free on-site parking, no middleman.
Oh, to be healthy. Caring for you naturally.
And the Nelson Diabetes Support Group will meet on Friday the 28th of March from 1:30 to 3 p.m. at Ernest Rutherford Retirement Village, 49 Convent Drive in Stoke. Speaker, gold coin donation, phone Joan on 548 6263. And every Sunday there's an art market on at the Refinery Art Space at 3 Halifax Street in Nelson, and that's from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. On behalf of the team here at Mainland Television News, thanks for joining us. We'll bring you the latest news and events from around the region again tomorrow.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.
Hi, my name's Ian Mortimer. Mortimer Auto Upholstery is your one-stop shop for all your upholstery needs. We do car and boat interiors, boat canopies, ute tonneau covers, canvas and PVC fabrication. Call in and see us in Oxford Mews, 72 Oxford Street, Richmond.
Oh, to be healthy.
Lifestyle, diet and exercise, complemented with quality supplements, can provide you the insurance vital for your natural health and well-being. With over 10 years professional experience making some of New Zealand's most trusted nutritional supplement brands, visit the Oh to Be Healthy factory outlet in Wakatu Industrial Estate. Over 200 supplements to choose from, free on-site parking, no middleman.
Oh, to be healthy. Caring for you naturally.
The majority of information in our life comes to us through our vision. With only one set of eyes to last our lifetime, it's important that you look after them. For over 20 years, Physique Harrington Eye Care has led the way in providing the Nelson Tasman region with professional eye care. Our team are committed to providing you and your family with the highest standard of eye care. As part of this commitment, at Physique Harrington Eye Care, we recommend Crizal lenses. Crizal is a revolutionary lens which repels dust and fingerprints. This means it's easier to clean and stays cleaner longer. Visit us at our Nelson, Richmond and practices and ask about our Crozelle Satisfaction Guarantee.
Well, the way Freeview is set up is that people should try and receive UHF Freeview first. Satellite should really only be a fallback option if you live in a country or out in the country, or you live in an area that's maybe shielded from the transmitter. If you go terrestrial, you've got the advantage that you get the mainland channels as well. So that's plus, there's an extra 8 channels there, plus 2 radio channels. So.
If you need help tuning into the digital TV channels, please give us a call. Nelson TV and Video Services, 41 Halifax Street, Millers Acre Car Park.
If you have a complaint about any program on Mainland TV, you can write to Mainland Broadcasting, Box 595 Nelson, or contact the Broadcasting Standards Authority.